If I could have your attention again, because I'd like to invite to the podium Mariana Moore and Fred Blackwell. Fred has played a crucial role in LeaderSpring's development. If you looked in the program, you see that his involvement dates back to 1997, so he's been invested for sure. He's played a crucial role in LeaderSpring's development through his role at the San Francisco Foundation. He has also been a generous and consistent funder of LeaderSpring. And he has been event co-chair for the past 4 consecutive years. So we're going to make you emeritus co-chair. Did they talk to you about that? So please welcome Mariana and Fred.
I have a little bit of a cold, so you have to excuse my voice a little bit. But first of all, let me just say thank you to Cedric. I always enjoy coming to an event that's moderated by Cedric. He always keeps it lively, keeps it funny, keeps it going, so thank you, Cedric. It's always great to come to this meeting in this luncheon because I always get a chance to see folks who I haven't seen in a while, and I'm always inspired by the folks who are in the room. So I just want to appreciate everyone. Cynthia, I hope you did not think that you could get through this luncheon without us saying something about you. And I hope you didn't think that at least an element of it wouldn't be a roast. So everybody in here knows Cynthia really well. And I will also say, I'll just ask this question. I know all of you all have that person in your life that you just cannot say no to. Cynthia, along with my mother, is that person. To the extent it's so bad that when I see her on my calendar, I prepare 24 to 48 hours in advance to think about what she's gonna ask me and how I can say no gracefully. And I'm sure all of you will appreciate the fact that I am never able to accomplish that. Whenever I get off the phone with Cynthia, I leave with a to-do list of at least 5 things, including doing stuff that I don't want to do, which is ask other folks for money. But it never fails because Cynthia is persuasive, Cynthia is thoughtful, and Cynthia is doing God's work all the damn time. Yeah. So the first time I experienced that, I was totally not prepared. I was probably about 27, 28 years old. Did not have the experience that I have today in telling people no. And she asked me to join the Leadership Council for then what was Eureka, and it was making the transition into LeaderSpring. And the future of this organization could not have been more in doubt. The parent organization was going under. The leadership of the parent organization was providing absolutely no clarity as to what was going to happen next and what the different affiliate sites was going to do. We as a leadership council, we had some great folks around the table, but we were also struggling with what was going to happen. And Cynthia willed it. She made it happen. She made it happen in terms of establishing new governance. She made it happen in terms of establishing a new vision for the organization. But more importantly, she spent 17 years building this organization to where it is today. So there is actually, when I was asked to say some words, I actually had no idea what to say, because what do you say about somebody who's done that? But there are a couple of things. There are 3 things, Cynthia, that I will always remember about you. One is your thoughtfulness. Now, sure, everybody in the room can attest to the fact that when you sit down with Cynthia, you're in a meeting with Cynthia, she is engaged, she is listening to you. There is no little BS, lightweight conversation when you're talking to Cynthia. When you leave that conversation, you feel fulfilled, you feel listened to, and you feel like you guys collectively have a plan of action. And so your thoughtfulness is something that will always stick with me. Even more than that, though, Cynthia, is your grace. Whatever the conversation is, no matter how sticky it is, whether it's conflict-oriented or it's good, you enter the room with a smile. You enter the discussion with the right attitude. You're always well-dressed. It's graceful. And the only person, there are two other people who exhibit that kind of grace that I know. One, again, is my mother, another is my grandmother, who always, just when you went into the room, you felt good about the fact that you were in the room with Cynthia. The last thing is the tenacity, Cynthia. Your ability to lock your jaws on something and make it happen is amazing. And so those things, your gracefulness, your thoughtfulness, your tenacity will be missed here. But I think we all know that whatever you do next, you're going to bring those things to your next endeavor, and I know it will be successful. And I know that LeaderSpring will continue to thrive without you, although it won't be the same without you. It will go on to do great things because of all of the work that you put into it. So thank you so much, Cynthia, for all of your leadership, for all of your thoughtfulness, for all of your grace. Thank you.
So I'm Mariana, again, the current chair of the Leadership Council. I was also asked to say a few words. You're going to hear a few common themes in that roasting tradition. So I'm guessing that many of you are here today for the same two reasons that I am. First of all, because LeaderSpring is an awesome organization. And secondly, because Cynthia's superpower is that when she asks you to do something, your brain calls out, you're overcommitted, but you find your heart and your mouth open and you say a big, loud effing yes. Does this ring a bell for some of us? Yes. So when Cynthia first invited me to join the council, she famously told me, and I tease her about this all the time, she said, this won't take very much of your time. That was a big fat lie. Over the past 3 years, we spent a lot of time together, along with the rest of the council and the fantastic staff, on simple little questions like our strategic direction, our funding model, how to scale up the programs, navigating through council member transitions and staff transitions, all those usual little details of running an organization. But every minute that I spent with Cynthia has felt like a gift. And there are 3 reasons. Cynthia consistently walks the LeaderSpring talk. She is beautifully mission-driven, she's passionate, she's collaborative, and she's strategic. Second reason, her leadership is deeply rooted in the core values that define LeaderSpring: a passion for fostering equity and justice, a commitment to excellence, a deep sense of integrity, and an interest in inviting diverse voices to join us every step of the way. And lastly, I've loved working with Cynthia because as a human being, she really is incredible. She's warm, loving, perceptive, and deeply intelligent. As we prepare for Cynthia's pending departure, you'll not be surprised to hear that she has handled this important transition with the utmost thoughtfulness and grace. She has always been 5 steps ahead in thinking about how to leave LeaderSpring in great shape, such as by institutionalizing key relationships, by raising extra funds, and finding new ways to distribute leadership across the organization. Her approach has been, I think, a case study in how to prepare for a smooth and successful executive transition. Cynthia has poured her heart and soul into her final project for LeaderSpring, for us, and I and the rest of the council are deeply grateful. I want to pause for a moment. I've had a lot of questions in the reception earlier about the status of the search process. I'm happy to introduce those of you who don't know her, Eunice Azani, who's sitting here. Eunice, wave your hand. Eunice is the president and founder of Azani Search Consultants, and we've been in wonderful hands working with this great search firm and a search committee of council members and staff. We are in the process of interviews with an amazing, and I do mean amazing, array of candidates. So I can say with confidence and assurance, LeaderSpring is going to be in fantastic hands. It will not be in Cynthia's hands, and that will be sad, and no one can ever replace Cynthia. And the person who's going to take us to the next stage of leadership's evolution is going to be fantastic. It's an incredible caliber of candidates we're talking with. So expect that process to wrap up in a few more months, and we'll keep you posted. So Cynthia will be at LeaderSpring for a few more months as we complete this search process. So this is not yet a formal goodbye, actually. The council and staff will host an appreciation party for Cynthia at the appropriate time, and of course you're all going to be invited, so stay tuned. And for right now, please join with me in this special moment on the occasion of our 20th anniversary in thanking Cynthia for her incredible leadership, her talent, and in Fred's word again, tenacity in guiding LeaderSpring to this current place of excellence and impact. Cynthia, thank you so much. We have a bouquet of flowers as one of the first of many symbols of our appreciation. Thank you.
Wow. What does anyone say after that beautiful, beautiful tribute? Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Mariana. Thanks, all of you. And I have to just share with you something a little funny. My father used to ask me when I was a teenager, he'd say, Cynthia, what part of N-O don't you understand? I'm gonna have to, he's not long with us any longer, but Dad, you did me well. Yeah. So thank you very much. My heart is filled with deep gratitude. I notice we're a bit behind time, so I want to just indulge a little bit with you to share some remarks. As I've been preparing for my transition, I've been reflecting a lot, including the words of Cornel West. Never forget that justice is what love looks like in public. Love and justice speak to my experience these past 17 years working at LeaderSpring. And this work has never been about me. It's been about you, Annie Chung. It's been about you, Fonda Davidson. It's been about you, Liz Varela. It's been about you, Monica Montenegro. It's been about all of you and your organizations who have been in the front and are on the front lines in community, making sure that all people, regardless of the zip code in which they live, have access to basic rights of health care, housing, education. While my work has never been about me, what has fueled my commitment to you and your organizations is deeply personal. Some of you have heard about the stories of my grandmother that I've shared. She was an immigrant from Mexico, widowed much of her life, and worked as a domestic child care provider and housekeeper. She worked very hard for people of privilege and earned very little. I often remember my grandma's unconditional love for me and my family. During the Depression, she once gave beautiful dolls to her children for Christmas. And to their big surprise, what they later discovered is that those dolls she breathed new life into because they were really old dolls that were hand-painted and re-sewn from scraps of old clothing. My grandmother was the pillar of my family. She was the glue and one of my main reasons for the pride I have in my culture, in my Mexican-American culture, where I come from. I still remember her words. Cynthia, no te olvides de dónde vienes. Cynthia, never forget where you come from. Preserving and celebrating our Mexican culture was what my grandmother's love looked like in public. What she also meant by those words were, if you have privilege, your job is to use that privilege to support people who don't. It was her unconditional love that has fueled my commitment to LeaderSpring all these years. Her messages were so powerful and her love was so strong that I am not just focused on the needs of my family and my community. I am fiercely committed to all families, all communities who struggle to survive and to lift themselves out of poverty. That is what LeaderSpring is all about. In this way, the legacy of LeaderSpring that we are celebrating here today is truly the legacy of one immigrant woman who crossed the US-Mexico border at age 16 with nothing but the clothes on her back. This is what immigrants look like. This is what immigrants do. They bring hard work, resourcefulness, and an unwavering commitment to family and community. LeaderSpring's work has been about celebrating and investing in groups like Mujeres Unidas. Andrea, are you here? And the California Domestic Workers Coalition, who we honored a few years back because of the support they've provided tens of thousands of women who care for our kids and who maintain our homes across California. Supporting women who are pillars in their families and in their neighborhoods, like my grandmother was. LeaderSpring is about investing in visionary leaders like Rob and Kimberly and Vincent and Zara, who every day work hard to ensure that people have access to the resources they need to provide for themselves and others. When I began as executive director of Eureka Bay Area, now LeaderSpring, I cradled my daughter in my arms. Some of you may remember her when she was a baby. Now, Camila is a sophomore in college, and she is on fire to change the world. I wonder where she gets that from. Both Camila and I have been inspired by Jairo, my better half. Please stand, Jairo, so we can recognize you. I am so proud of the work LeaderSpring has achieved as a staff, as a board, as an expanding community these last 2 decades. Together, we have built an organization to be strong and ready for whatever lies ahead. I am excited to see what the new leadership of LeaderSpring will bring in this next chapter, likely beyond what any one of you or I can even imagine. I'm transitioning, but my commitment to LeaderSpring remains unwavering, and I trust that I'm not alone. With the words of Cornel West on my mind, I can't help but feel the love in this room. The high energy, the long-lasting bonds of connection, and new opportunities for connection at your tables. What we are feeling and seeing today in this room is a testimony to these last 20 years at cultivating a leaderful ecosystem for justice and equity for all. My heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you who have shared this extraordinary journey with me. Thank you.